Hi, back again. Okay, so we're doing a little more work on this diorama. It feels like it's taking forever, but good things take time. So, where are we up to today? I honest, swear to God, have not touched this since the last time I saw you, but here we are. Now, this feels a lot drier than it did last time, but there are plenty of patches that I can see now in different light that needs touching up. I mean, you can see how it's dried because it's starting to lift out of the panel. So I want to touch up around the edges a bit and then clean up on the plastic and just splotch a little more green in those white patches. And maybe a little bit in here. Having a think about it, this little cabin has an open door. And if you see inside from certain angles, you'll see the white inside there and it will stick out like dog's balls. And we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover some of that up with a dark colour. I also had a look at our little Bigfoot, and he needs a few touch-ups here and there. He's looking a little patchy, and I'm not really happy with the colour, so I'm going to have another crack at him and see if we can get it any better. And then if this is dry enough, we will start gluing some of the pieces onto it. Okay, so we have to start with this one first. Let's get myself some greens. A little smidge of green paint. And pick out a brush. Use my smaller brush. Keep the brush fairly dry. I don't want them wet because he'll just bring more moisture in and then it will take longer for this to dry. And to just carefully push them into those gaps now. So slowly pushing it in there. Casually filling up the little gaps. But we don't want like big areas of the same colour. So just focus on little bits at a time. So it's quite white around on that corner. So we want to cover that with a bit more green. When you have the contrast between a dark colour and a light colour, the light colour will stand out quite dramatically, especially if you're trying to cover it. Don't know if I'm going to get this perfect or even close. So I'm just lightly dabbing some colour inside where the cabin would sit, just so we don't have any big white patches and you peek in through the door. Oops, that's a bit thicker. See, bumping my camera. That's it. It's amazing with how the difference is when you get a change of lighting. It can give you a whole new perspective on what the colours look like, if you've missed any spots. And it helps sometimes just to walk away for a minute, then come back and look at it in a different light. Often when I'm painting a larger painting, I will put it down, lean it against a surface, and then walk away and look at it from a distance. The change in perspective can give you a lot of feedback of how it's really going and how it's looking, because sometimes when you're sitting looking at it too closely or from one angle all the time, you really don't always see the full picture. Change the green up a little bit. Where should we go? In here. There we go. Got a little bit of sunshine shining on it. That will help matters immensely. Natural light's always often better than electric light, unless you can get what's called, well, they're called, I heard of them a long time ago. They're like sunshine bulbs or something. And the light is as close to natural lighting as you can get from an electrical bulb. Okay, that's looking a lot better so far. A few little patches in here that need fixing up. And I don't mind the odd little patches, but certainly don't want to get anything glaringly obvious. Some of these holes are quite hard to get into. It's probably all about the angle that I poked the stick into it to make the texture. Sorry if I keep lifting it up a bit higher for the camera. I'm just trying to bring it up where I can see it a little bit easier sometimes. It's not my intention to sort of cut you guys out of the action. Okay, so looking at it, look a bit more on that way. Well, that's it for the green for now. Clean my brush out. Scrubbity scrub. Now I'm going to get my little Bigfoot and do some work on him for a little bit. Just a few little touch-ups here and there. It's just a little patchy, and I wasn't happy with it. I mean, granted, yeah, it's possible they could look patchy in real life. I don't know. I've never actually seen one, not in person. I think the first time I ever encountered the idea of a Bigfoot was on the $6 Million Man, and there was a particular episode that had the $6 Million Man, and he was, I think there was a Bigfoot, and there was this big spinning tunnel thing. I've got to remember, this is back in the early 80s that I saw this as a child, so I'm probably not remember it right. you know. And tell you what, it was actually the big spinny tunnel thing that freaked me out more than the Bigfoot himself. I mean, granted, Bigfoot was being played by Andre the Giant, if I remember rightly, one of the wrestling greats. Changing him up so he's a bit more of a solid colour. I know they're not necessarily all one colour. It doesn't have to have white patches in them. Under the arm to make sure that knocking the camera with the paintbrush. Using a fairly dry brush, so these things will dry a bit faster, and it has a nicer effect with the colour. You know, it's not so flat and uniform. Get that crotch, there's a white patch in there under the bum cheeks. Okay, I might give him a little bit more darkness on his face. Not just such a small amount of black. A little black goes a long, long way. It really does. Okay, try and brush that off. There we go. Just a touch of colour around its face. Its hands. Just enough to make them pop a little bit more. So the way I'm painting him, or the way I'm picturing him, is he's got free of hair on his face and his hands and his feet, but the rest of him is all pretty hairy. Trying not to get too much paint colour on my brush. Just a real smidge just to make that difference. Oh, that might be a bit much. Go. Can you see him? Probably easier if I have something behind him. There we go. Who knew going in for a close-up of Bigfoot cuts the signal out? Go figure. Anyway, put him to dry now. Clean my brush up so I don't have paint stuck in there. Now I've got a couple of cotton buds. I'm just going to see if I can use them with a bit of water to clean the paint from around the edge here on the plastic. Let's move something that's stuck to the paper. Okay, so I can't get it too wet, so I've got to squeeze the water out of the cotton bud tip. If I get it too wet, it might affect the paints or the clay itself. Let's see if it's going to come off. Oh yeah, there might be a little bit of grass. Actually, genius. How about, since it's dry enough to pop out, I'll clean it this way. There we go. I want to tidy it up just so it looks a bit neater at the end. My signal keeps cutting out, but it comes back. Whoa, quite a bit in there. Keep scrubbing. I don't want to use I don't want to use things like nail polish remover or paint thinners or anything like that, because I'm concerned about they might damage the plastic. That's why I'm just using some water. There we go. A bit of elbow grease, I should say, elbow scrubbing. What is elbow scrubbing? Elbow grease. I'm getting it to lift off with all the excitement that comes with it. There we go. Quite proud of my kids. My oldest one did a good deed yesterday. They have a trampoline that they don't really play on anymore, but they insist on keeping just in case they take it when they move out of home. Heaven forbid they actually leave the nest one day. Teenagers, what can I say? Anyway, while we're in lockdown, there's a whole lot of little children living across the road from us, and they're getting bored and frustrated, and their parents are getting fed up with dealing with the whining and the frustration themselves. So my oldest wee monster said that the children can borrow our trampoline very kindly. And we took it over across the road and left it outside their gate and moved away, and they came out and picked it up and took it into their property, and we can just see it from our house where they've positioned it. And I tell you what, it's just made my heart sing, seeing these little children. There's about 5 or 6 of them, these little children, and they're so happy, and it's just like pure unadulterated joy as they're jumping on this trampoline and playing. And I haven't heard a single child crying or getting upset, and they've just been having the best time. And I'm so proud of my kid for their generosity, and nothing's better than seeing happy children. Come on. So that has been the highlight of my week, I'll tell you. Absolutely. All right, we're nearly all the way around on this thing. Come on, you can do it. Stubborn paint bits. And I suppose it's good to know the paint stuck on very well. Re-wet that one a little bit. soften that paint up to scrub it off. Here we go. Okay, so grab a paper towel. Always have a roll of paper towels handy when you're crafting. Now I'm going to dry off around the edges because some of it did get a little bit wet. So it's still getting a fair bit of colour off too. It's a lot more paint on it than I thought. But there we go, it's a lot better than it was. And now we can up and back in there. And that's just about dry already. Cool. Now it's here drying off beautifully. It's actually dry to touch. A lot happier with the colour. Oh. Oh. Poop. Where'd my brush go? Little bit of brown. Smush it in there. That's better. Match up his colour a little bit in there and in here. Am I missing all these parts? Good grief, I know I'm a little bit blind to it. This is getting a bit beyond. And it's only the tiniest little touch-ups he needs too. But it's all good in the hood. You'll be dry in a second. Now, for construction, I'm still not 100% sure where I'm putting the Bigfoot. I'm not 100% sure which way I'm going to face that tree. But I think because I am fairly certain about the cemetery part and the little cabin, I'll put those in first and then work out the rest from there. First up, I need to grab some scrap cardboard sitting underneath. Oh, there's a lot in my box. There we go. Piece. Scrap piece of cardboard for camera for sitting underneath the hot glue gun just to collect any drips and spills. Make a space for him. Oh, I haven't used this in a long time, so the cord's a bit tangled up. Try and straighten it out a bit. Oh. Okay, we're in and we're on. Oops, and he wants to keep falling over. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. What am I looking for? I can't remember. Oh. Good catch. Thunder thighs to the rescue. Oh, I broke it. What I'm grabbing is some of the leftover miscut matchsticks. I mean, they're pretty small. See them? do have is a fine point that you can use to precisely glue the skinny parts like the fence and the tiny little headstones. I'm going to have my tweezers at the ready. There we go. The glue gun heated up yet? Nearly. He's starting to dribble a little. Another toothpick doodad. Clean that off. It's nearly heated up. It's not exactly a high-powered glue gun, but hopefully, feelings in. If I can work quickly enough, I can get these things glued in without making a big glob of glue. That's the one thing I'm trying to avoid, is a big glob of glue. Sure, but out of the way, I need you just a bit closer. Maybe move the paints if I can. No, actually, it's not the best place. First, I'll focus on the cabin because he's got thicker edges. Oh, okay. Okay, we've got out of control gluing now. I'm so disorganized. Whoa. Strings galore. I don't want the strings. I just want some glue. Get off. Big sticky, be sticky, be sticky. Oh, please stick, or is it dried already? Wow. Okay, this is going to take a couple of goes. But this is what my crafting is like. It's a lot of hit and miss, and it's a lot of trial and error and working things out. And I will try to move this closer. Try it this way. Glue it slightly on the inside. Oh, sit down, will you? Oh, God, that's going to dry before I even get a chance. I bet you. Press it down. Oh, this glue is just coming out of control now. Yes. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm scared about the symmetry fence. Oh, seriously loaded with anxiety about the symmetry fence. I think maybe I will do the headstones first, but then I'm scared I'll dribble glue bits all over them. Maybe a blob in each corner. Just the tiniest little blob. Oh, come on. Don't go funny on me now. Yeah, there we go. Stick. Stick. Oh, sticking on most of it. Just that one corner won't. Oh, don't break the fence. No. And I'm gluing out of control again. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We're having a disaster. Okay. Oh, boy. I've just blobbed the glue where I don't want it. Okay, so I've got this little blob of glue in here. I did not want that. But the fence is down. The fence is down. We're in. Next for the little headstones. Hi, Liz. Hi, Gemini. She-Hulk. Cheeky sod. Oh, God, this is nerve-wracking. Cheek in front of the camera. What you can't see is I'm just trying to get the tiniest bit of glue onto here. And my glue gun's just fallen over. And oh my gosh, it's not going. Oh, no! I have strings of glue attached to my hand and it doesn't want to sit now because it's set. I'll pick this glue off and try again. Get this glue off my arm. I've got like this fine cobweb of glue. Oh, pull my sleeves up. Right, try it again. So I'm using my hands. Oh my gosh, too much, too much, too much, too much. Oh, too much. Get off. Whew. Whew. Okay, next one. So I wanted the taller ones at the back. Just a little touch of glue. Just a little touch. Oh, no, no. Up there. In there. Oh, I have to repaint all that now. Might just drop some moss in there. This is very dramatic. Oh. I'm going to let it lie down after all this. Okay. Next one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Gluing. Tiny bit of glue and plop you in there. Close enough. And oh, I'm getting better at this, guys. This is pretty exciting. Okay, so they're set in place. While I think about it, I'm going to touch up that green that I just glued off. Oh, geez, my glue gun's going out of control again. There we go. And a bit over there. As well. My glue gun seems to have two speeds. It's either spewing forth glue at the rate of knots or it's just not doing anything at all. Oh, okay, calm. Focus, center. There, stressful. Okay. Oh, they are in solid. Fantastic. Oh, what the? Okay. Pick this glue if I can. No, I don't think it's going to come off all of it. Why is that doing that? Maybe if I can get rid of the strings on here. Oh, and off my fingers. I can plump some glue in here and catch the edges of it. Oh, of course, it takes so long when I want it to go quickly. Oh, come on, it's all going to be set by the time it's set already. Okay, now try and plonk it in and hopefully it stays put. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Now we have the tree and we have the Bigfoot, and we've got to kind of audition to see how we want them to go. The tree could face that way. Yes, that is a little Bigfoot you can see in the background. He was a bit of a last minute add-in, but I couldn't resist. Okay, so tree, which way are you going to face? I actually quite like that. All right, that's the way he's going. Oh, stay put, stay put. Stay put. Pushing him down. I'm going to have to put stuff around the base, I think, just to blend it in a bit better. I'm not quite fully satisfied, but it's right. With one detail, I like that stuff. Got plenty of moss I can add in there. Check for any fine stringies. Now, oh, Haven. Good to see you, mate. We'll be missing you on the live chats. Okay, so now, get the camera right. Do we put Bigfoot there, peeking from behind the tree? Or do we put him over here, peeking behind the cabin? Oh my gosh, he's just about bigger than the cabin. He's a monster. He's a monster. Oh, that tree is not going to stay put. Okay. Okay. He's going to take a couple of goes like the cabin did. I think we should put him over by the tree anyway. That blue gun just doesn't want to behave. And my tree's in a different place to where it was before. It's all right. Room for Bigfoot to hide underneath. Push him down. On camera. Push him down. Applying some pressure. We want to make sure he sticks good. Yep. Okay, so Oh, now I've got glue gun stringy bits all over. This is so professional. If anybody needs glue gun cobwebs, I'm pretty sure I can make it. Thank you, Ethan. I'm thinking I will stick him here, peering out at the cabin. What do you guys think? Is that a good spot? Just sitting right there. He's got his hand on the tree. Oh, God. Put it where you can see it. I'm looking at it and having a great time. You think so, Jim? Okay. Okay, I will endeavour to get him in that spot. Wish me luck. Oh, boy. Oh, don't break anything. Okay. There we go. And he should fit in there too when we close the lid. There we go. Now, so the only thing we have really left to do is maybe add a few bushes and put some mossy stuff around the base of the tree just to disguise it a little bit. Oh, I can unplug this hot glue gun now and stop terrifying myself with it. Hang on. Quickly scrape off all the glue off the nozzle, or else I'm going to have a big gluey mess. Cools down. Right. Righty ho. This is cool. I am liking this. Okay, we'll double check the little lid can go down. Oh, there's a... Oh, trying to put him down and the tree fell over again. Okay, so we're going to pick this glue off. Nobody ever told me polymer clay was going to be this tricky to glue down and unplug the glue gun. And he's taken some of the green out too. Parker. Okay, there's my paper towels for cleaning up. Get some green paint. I'm going to touch up around the edges. Right. Let's try this again. So when I tried to put the lid down, what happened is it just brushed the edge of this tree, and it was just enough to knock it out of place again. So I have to plug this annoying glue gun in again. Push the glue stick through a little bit. Wait for him to heat up. Shouldn't take too long since it was... Ethan, be careful death hugging Les. Don't turn him dark blue. He'll start looking like a demented Smurf. Oh, it's not setting enough. Or rather, setting... Oh, this is not going right. If I wait a minute, sometimes it seems to stick and sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't help that one of the clays is very porous, which is the clay on the ground, and the other clay is slightly more plastic. I have to let the hot glue go again. Let's see if but I might have to change the direction of the tree ever so slightly. And go now. The thing with the hot glue is you've got to press it down pretty quick and hold it in place pretty quick. That might be a bit close to the edge. Oh, yes, it is. And I bet you this will be the time it sticks too. Yeah. And that hole is just getting bigger and bigger. So what are we going to do, guys? Let's get the brain ticking. Glue is not working on that. I mean, once I get them set, it should be fine, but getting it set so in a position, so that's fine. And that's most definitely fine, but it's not working on this. A bit of tree just fell off. Okay. I want to put some tacky glue on here and see if that, not necessarily to do the gluing, but to create like a seal. No, not that kind of seal. A seal on the clay. See if that helps. Some of it's where the Bigfoot was trying to stand. This glue generally dries clear. That's what I've used to like glue all the little fine details on. So it's a pretty solid glue. I don't think it'll be strong enough to hold this. Or will it? Say what? No. No way. All that. If that's the case, I can stick that there and try and stick Bigfoot in here because no, definitely I can't see him well enough. Ah, poop. No, no, no. Oh, God, keeps wanting to go in the wrong direction. There. Oh, poop. There. If I can get that to stick. You guys, come on. Oh, you guys. Stay. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it overnight. I'll put a little glue on there again, and I'm going to leave that overnight. Yeah, yeah. And come back maybe tomorrow or the next day. Yeah. Give it 2 days, and then we'll try and glue Bigfoot down. At least I know where to put him. I've got the footprints. Because this seems to be setting better than the hot glue. So I'm going to leave him and hope he stays. It's looking pretty good. We can always add things in and decorate around the bottom of the tree, which is pretty much what I was going to do anyway. Just even that out of it, so it's not a big blob. Put stuff underneath there. And well, that's obviously cutting out quite a bit at the moment. So my signal. So what we're going to do is leave that there, come back in about 2 days' time, and if it's actually stayed put, and glue the squatch in then. And we'll do any touch-ups that we need doing. But until then, see you later. Bye. It's not ending.